Welcome, friends and foes, to a table of many things, where a bunch of friends gather around a table and we play many things. Today at the table, we have Josh, Cam, Dusty, James, Kat, Bowie, and I'm Lamar. Today we are playing for the Queen. Let's go ahead and start the game.
Let's play!
Hooray! So, going in the order that we are in Roll 20,
You're up, James.
You sometimes think you might be the Queen's favorite. Why? And why does that worry you? I think I'm the favorite because the Queen is always asking for my opinion on things. She's like, whenever something's presented, she always... And it's not necessarily affairs of state. It's like if someone brings the Queen a gift, she's like, oh, James. What do you think of this? What do you like this? And the reason that worries me is it really eats up into my personal time. Like, I don't have as much time to myself to do the things that I want to take care of because the Queen is always needing me to just give her advice on the most mundane of things. And it really feels like a waste of my time.
Right.
I can't say no. I can't say no to the Queen, but...
Yeah.
All right, Kat, here's you.
The Queen trusts you, but no one else in the royal court does. Why? Because she adopted me as a teenager. Someone found me, brought me to her. She decided to adopt me as a teenager. And everyone's like, no, that's a teenage spy. Nobody trusts me. But she does, obviously, because she adopted me. Already creating a backstory.
Harriet the spy.
Alrighty, Lamar.
The Queen gave you a compliment once. What was it, and why have her words stayed with you? She complimented me on my devotion to her. It was the first time that anybody has shown me any kind of acknowledgement so far for something that I feel is a bit mundane because she is the Queen, but it seemed to affect her enough to give me that compliment.
All right. I think it's my turn. Ooh. A queen lights a fire in you. What is it? She is the opposite of a queen that would light a fire in me. From looking at her, I think that it would be, she really chills me out. But
I mean, she lights something.
yeah, that's what it is. No. She has me being the royal cook. She really appreciates all the delicacies that I make her. And she really expresses this with her hand movements, her facial expressions, and just constant compliments. And I get so pumped when she gives me a compliment. I gotta get back in that kitchen and make her something else that's fucking knock her right on her ass. So, yeah, that just gets me going. And that's what lights a fire in it.
Oh, man.
All right.
Such passion.
Dusty.
Well, usually she's usually very anxious and stressed out deep down, but then she just kind of likes to compartmentalize and push a lot of that towards her subjects. And so a lot of the time what she ends up doing is finding other people to focus her stress on so that she's not thinking so much about herself. And that kind of forces her to be kind. It's a very codependent situation, not entirely healthy. I'm a little concerned, but it's fine.
All I'm thinking is, like, Dusty's the fucking staff, right? She's the staff.
For the last time.
Looking for me in the picture.
I'm looking for you in the picture.
I've always wondered if that is a good back scratcher or a really bad one. I can't really tell. I think it's not good.
Don't press too hard.
I don't approve of that staff.
Josh,
I don't think it's very good. Josh, you're up.
What part of this journey will be the most difficult? How do you pull the rest of the retinue through it? I think as one of the bodyguards of the Queen, the most difficult part of this journey will be dealing with that patchouli smell that she emanates. I don't like that smell. And listening to her pretentious pseudo-spirituality. Look at her talking down at you from her nose, telling you what she like the answers of life. How do I pull the rest of the retinue through it, man? It's just a smell. Just dry your eyes, and we'll get through it.
That's right. I think she would smell like paprika. I'm getting that.
I smell rosemary when I look at her.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably her name, Rosemary.
Rosemary.
I mean, I feel like she's straight up, she smells like weed being covered up by other smells.
Oh, it's
Yeah, that's
weed
what
and
patchouli's
incense.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weed nut, Champa.
Okay.
Gotta listen to her condescending spirituality.
I bet she makes you cook vegan food only, huh, Cam?
Yeah, and it challenges me and keeps me motivated.
What an ass kisser.
Fuck it.
Whoa!
You heard me, Cam.
I'm
You heard me.
sorry if I enjoy my job and respect my employer.
Wow, what a lame hole.
All right, Bowie, here's your question.
Saw the Queen do something terrible to keep the retinue safe. What was it? Did you come to respect her or less afterward? All right, so yeah, I saw the Queen and I was following her like my usual day-to-day routine as Wineboy, and I saw her proceed through this hallway, and apparently there was some shenanigans afoot. Someone snuck in and tried to poison the recent large soup for the rest of the staff, and
Sharon soup.
she
Subterfuge.
had her dogs just lay into him, and he was murdered right in front of me. It was terrible, but she, saved the rest of the staff from the poisoned soup, and I respect her much more now.
I do too.
And the dogs.
Yeah, she's
Or
a
wine
vegan
boy
that lets her
witnessed a
dogs
murder
eat
most
meat.
tunnel. Not my sweet
Yeah.
wine boy.
Boy.
His technical term.
Wine
It's on his
boy.
paychecks.
The cupbearer? No, wine boys.
Wine
No,
boy.
it's wine boy.
Are you
Wine
the
boy.
wine boy in the sense that you fetch the wine, or you fetch the wine and taste the wine?
No, the wine boy works for the cupbearer.
The fetching boy,
It's even lower.
the fetching boy and the wine boy are two different boys.
Yeah.
I only have rags and little pieces of tablecloth to keep me clothed.
I imagine the wine boy just has a barrel on his back at all times, and the actual wine bearer just like says "turn around," and like that guy or girl just like gets some wine from your back as you're like slouching and sad.
Oh yeah, just walking around with a big old cask, all peasantly
Yeah.
and dirty.
Horrible hunchback because he's
Early
got all
Camelback.
the mask on. Yeah.
This has to be by choice too, because the queen seems nicer. She seems like she'd keep him in better condition, but he's like, no, these are my rags.
Oh, I can see that. Since she's so like dressed so humbly, everyone's afraid to dress better than her.
Oh,
So we all look like shit.
Oh, that makes sense.
Bunch of wine stains.
Alrighty. There's a false rumor about you and the Queen back at the royal court. What is it? How did it start? I think officially I'm the queen's grandson, but the rumor is that I'm actually like a bastard and that she's like covering it up. But like succession law would be like I can't inherit it all, which is why it's kind of a scandal.
And
I
that's
think
why
it started because my hair color doesn't match like the queen's or my supposed parents. Or I think I dyed my hair, but someone saw my roots and it's like the wrong color. It's like think like Game of Thrones, where like maybe I'm blonde and I'm dyeing it black.
Yeah.
Although no, it wouldn't be because the queen has white hair, so she must have like.
She might have had
Then redhead or
your
blonde.
hair's super. Well, that's not really.
But something along those lines. I dye my hair, and
yeah.
someone saw my roots, and it's like not the right hair color.
You
so
don't
That's
have.
your fault. You got to stay on top of that.
All right, cat.
What do you do for the queen that no one else can do? I think when she found me, I was a wild child. Like, just I grew up and like some bears were taking care of me. I'm that connection to nature that she doesn't get to enjoy anymore because she is the queen in the middle of war.
Oh.
I'm
She
still
lived
learning how to
through
sit
you.
like properly in a chair. So,
Well,
she's like, "Oh, look, it's like it's a child that I'm taking care of, but also like a bear."
Ah, to be a savage again.
Lamar.
When did you know you were in love with the queen?
Oh my.
Oh.
You can pass.
Hey, don't be ageist.
No, I
What?
think it makes
Maybe
a lot of
Lamar's
sense
old,
for
too.
Cameron's character too, though.
It started after she gave me the compliment, and the more time that I spent around her, the more of her true personality I was able to see. And even though she gives compliments out like hard rock candy in a candy dish, I saw her for who she truly is. And that's when that's when I knew. I'll go with that.
I like to imagine she's like, I like your shoes. And you're like, I love you!
Oh, sweet. You suspect this journey isn't just about diplomatic negotiations. What else do you believe is going on and why? The queen always embraced not necessarily the hedonistic lifestyle, but she's always enjoyed her pleasures. And I think she's not really digging being under the public's eye too much. I think this is her chance to kind of escape. Maybe plan out like a decoy assassination on her, and then she's going to just, retire to her villa and just embrace all her hedonistic pleasures. And I think that soup was actually meant to kill her, air quotes, and now she's thinking up of a new plan, how to fake her own death. Because obviously there's no way my soup could have been poisoned without my diligent supervision. So that's the only way it would have happened. And yeah, that's my conspiracy.
So she foiled her own fake assassination.
Well, I imagine that the guy who poisoned her, the dog sniffed him out and they caught him poisoning her. And she was like, oh shit, they caught her. I gotta get rid of the evidence that I've been faking my own death. Snaps her fingers, the dogs rip her apart.
She's dark side.
Yeah.
I bet that conversation would come up on some like conspiracy forums.
Well, the queen has, as I was mentioning earlier, this tendency to kind of bring people under her wing, and it doesn't always end out very well for them, I've learned. Yeah, the queen has a tendency to connect herself with everyone a little bit, and she creates these sort of relationships where it's hard to see where the truth of the relationship begins and ends. And I think she's just trying to compartmentalize from what she's really dealing with. She calls me her spiritual advisor, quote unquote. But in reality, what I really am is a therapist that her, kids sent to fucking handle this shit. Clearly, I'm not doing a great job. I was good friends with the woman that she sent to create that false murder scenario with the soup, and everything would have been fine. She would have gotten what she wanted. I would have been able to be her therapist in a more contained environment that isn't the fucking throne. But that didn't happen because the wine boy saw something he wasn't supposed to see. So, that's where we are at right now.
Wine boy.
Fucking wine boy.
You'll be dealt with.
Ooh.
You saved the queen's life once. Oh. Pass! I didn't save her life.
You're a guard.
Yeah.
No.
Of all the people here, you should be the one person to save her life.
Fine. Hints. Someone help. I'm asking.
No, you can pass. That's great. You were the guard that's never saved her life before.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone in the retinue has saved her life, but not you. And you're
I'm always in the middle of a bowl of soup or something. like half swallowing it. Well, no, I got it. And then someone else dives in front of an arrow.
All right, who do you want to answer the question?
Well,
Yeah,
it would
you
go to
can ask-
Bowie,
Okay.
and Bowie will decide to pass it or not.
Oh, this prompt?
Yeah, Josh
Just-
passed it. So if you don't want to
I
answer,
just-
you can also pass.
I'm imagining next to the wine boy is the chowder boy, and he also has a barrel on his back, but it's filled with chowder. And
Oh, yeah,
Josh's
chowder
character is
boy.
just always chowder boy, it's time. Holding out his bowl.
And it would be corn,
Time.
and it would be corn chowder too because she's vegan. It's not even
Oh,
the
God.
good chowder.
Gross.
It could be split pea soup or something without any ham in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on this one
Got
too. I'm
mushrooms in
sorry.
it.
Nobody wants to save her life.
We're sick of this queen. Let's assassinate her.
It's all on you, cook boy.
I clean up some of the soup off the ground.
I'll pass too.
I don't. Yeah, I think I'll pass.
This is actually what led up to the compliment. It's out in the training yard. It was my first day training to become one of her personal guards. I've had a little bit of training in the past, but not much. As I was walking around the battlements, I saw that one of the sconces was about ready to fall, and when I looked down to see if it was going to cause any harm, there was the queen. So I grabbed the sconce and ripped it off the wall, and of course at first there was, oh, you're ruining the castle and all this other stuff, but it turns out that one of the captains across the yard saw what I did and knew that one sconce was pretty loose, and knew that he had mentioned something, but it just hadn't gotten around to being fixed. And he believed my story when I told him it was about ready to fall and break and fall on the queen's head. And he stood up for me and told the queen, and that was the time she gave me that compliment.
All right. Well, I think Cameron is the next person to go then, because I think we just
Oh.
keep going in this order.
Who is this distant power you are traveling to, and why do they make you uneasy? I would say that she is going to visit one of her children that was married off to another royal family, to a new, to another rival nation. And I may have happened to notice that the roots of the current heir don't really match the hair of our queen. And I'm like, well, this queen of another nation is actually the legitimate heir to the throne, and I don't know how this is going to play out. Maybe she's going to request him to come back and rule in her name when she passes. And maybe this is the last time I'll have to work for the current heir. I have no idea how it's going to play out, and I'm not feeling uneasy. Don't know who I'm going to be making dinner for after this trip. All right. Dusty?
I mean, we've been traveling together for a while at this point. To be clear, without my behest, I am purely here because her older, kids sent me here to help her out. But I do appreciate her creativity. And particularly right now when she's trying so hard to get out of this role. I appreciate and think that it makes her, I don't know if beautiful is the right word. It might be a strong word, but it makes her look, I guess, beautiful in my eyes, that she's not seeking power. Like, she doesn't want this. She wants out of it. She's looking for an easier life away from all this. And if that happens, which we're working on right now, things will be so much simpler. And again, my job will be easier. So I'm down for it. I'm here to help.
All right, George.
What did you bring with you that endangers the queen? What? I mean, a sword? Yeah. Like,
Your whole self.
my
Hot take.
My incompetence?
Yes.
Yeah, a sword, my second left foot, and I don't know, my favorite cologne really overpowers her patchouli, and she might be allergic to it.
That is dangerous.
That's it.
Bowie.
You have a personal connection. You have a personal connection to the land you are currently traveling through. What makes you want to stay, and why don't you? I do have a personal connection. I actually live in a hole underneath where the castle has been built. This is my Wineboy cellar, and I refuse to move because this is my home. The queen built her castle from her family many generations ago, but they'll never have my hole. This is my hole.
Wait, what kind of horrible eldritch horde is the wine boy? Like, this ageless, lived in a hole, now serves wine from his back.
The only person in the white boy's hole is the queen.
Oh, God.
Figuratively.
The funny part is, the queen doesn't even know I exist, nor does anyone think I actually have the wine boy job.
That means you're really good at it.
I am self-proclaimed secret wine boy job guy.
You're basically
What
a
do they-
legend.
What do they
Yeah.
think you do?
They
I'm
don't
in
notice.
rags.
Just show up in rags?
We assumed he was in the background. He just
I've
are this scenery.
I've only seen his shadow against the wall.
Just some sort of wine fairy.
I have heard the rumors of the wine fair.
The,
Never seen
the
myself.
legend of the wine boy has it that they foiled an assassination of
And that's it. That's my wine boy story.
I imagine the wine boy sounds like Adam Sandler and Waterboy.
Some high quality wine right there.
All I know of the wine boy is the sound of jangling chains and groans down a long corridor.
Yes.
How does the queen remind you of her status while on the journey? Oh, well, that's easy. That she constantly summons me to her side to attend her, to help answer all of these random questions that are seemingly of no importance. Continuing to interrupt my own personal work. I can't forget that she's the queen, because every time I try and say I'm busy, she's like, no, I must insist. All right, I'll do what you want, Grandma.
Alright.
Yes, Grandma.
I mean, Queen.
That's the conversation with my grandma. This is my grandmother. My grandmother will talk your ear off and insists that you listen to her and like interrupt anything you do to tell you how to do something, but also tell you her thoughts about it. But she's like the most loving, caring person. But she also doesn't
grandma-
understand boundaries. It's
My
great.
grandma insists that she's going to die tomorrow and has been for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Right around the corner, Josh.
Make sure you say your goodbyes, because last time I went back.
This is it.
Yeah.
Don't even shut the door. Don't bother.
All right, Kat.
Why do you think the queen trusts you enough to bring you on this journey? Honestly, I don't know. I probably can't answer this one. So I'm going to pass.
I'm going to pass this one too.
Sure. Because I make the best shit. And she loves it. You can't get enough of my, what's a vegan meal that people make?
How about something that's not vegan? You found a way to make
Like
it
a
vegan.
quinoa bowl. A quinoa
I
bowl.
make
or
the
something.
best vegan tacos. They're amazing.
Nice.
She can't get enough of them. I mean, just look at her face. She is enthralled.
I'm just...
That is the face after a good taco.
Yeah.
That's
I-
the face
I-
right before she licks her each finger.
Yes.
When she does, I give her a good finger guns and I exit out the back door. My job is done.
Bet you make a mean bean burger.
Oh yeah, veggie burgers all
That looks hours after, and she's just reflecting on it in peace.
day. My meals made her enlightened.
The queen sometimes shows interest in your personal life. How do you respond to that? Why? Well, I wish she wouldn't. I wish she'd stop. She's reflecting. She's supposed to be talking about her issues, and I'm sick of it. She does this with everyone. If you ever ask the queen anything personal, how's she feeling? Does she like ruling? What did you do with the hole? Like, she never responds with a real answer. She always reflects, and it's just like, how are you feeling? Do you want to get high? Do you like the vegan tacos that we serve here? It's like, dude, just focus on the question. What is your relationship with the thief girl? Like, what is that? What do you want out of that? But she never answers.
This is like the opposite of the last game with your
I
relationship
know.
with the queen.
The queen is not your queen. Why do you serve her anyways? Oh, man. Because she's... Secretly, I've never seen her act like this to anyone else. But to me, she is savage. She quietly threatens me. I was abducted during my whole platoon was slain except for me, and I'm basically just her secret prisoner that I have to keep, that she keeps
What?
me close while she just pretends to be like this folksy druidy lady for everyone around her. And so I am under threat. I am under the knife. That's why I serve her.
That's why she's not going anywhere in therapy, is because she has another outlet.
You work on the razor's edge.
I'm like her little beaten dog.
Yeah.
No.
God.
She, every time she looks at you, she just gets this smug smile. It's like, yes, I broke him.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah, exactly. I'm a broken man.
Oh man, this queen's all over the place. I love it.
My queen was way better.
Hey, she is three-dimensional.
Yeah, she's got a lot going on.
She's a complex character. I mean, the historians are going to have a field day. Just, oh man, what a character. Multiple movies, each having a different facet of her character. It's going to be great.
That's why I know my cologne, she's allergic to it. She doesn't even know I'm wearing it. I put on a little more every day, see how loud she coughs.
Jesus.
That's your one joy. That's your feeble resistance.
All right, Bowie.
What makes the queen ugly in your eyes?
My vision.
See, I'm a one-eyed wine boy.
As they always say, you only need one eye to serve wine.
Common phrase.
Common, yeah. Idiocy. Idiom.
Yeah.
There it is. Words.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm gonna skip this one. Wine boy skipping this one.
I think I'm gonna X this card. So
Get it out of here.
you were summoned to a private meeting with the Queen once. Why did you
Once.
feel disappointed afterwards?
Oh, I'm glad
Oh,
it's related, so it doesn't have to be.
Same verse, next verse, same as the first two. I think this private meeting was when the Queen was feeling a little bit ill. She was a bit sicker than she let on to most people at court. And a part of me thought that maybe she was on her way out. And this was her going to be officially leaving me, naming me heir and, making me, handing things over to me. But it turns out that she was getting better. She just wanted my fucking opinion on this blouse that someone sent her. And it was fucking hideous, and I hated it, but I can't say that to the Queen, so, thinking I was going to be, about to become the new ruler, and then it's like, nope, just needed my opinion on the shitty blouse. Pretty disappointed afterwards.
So you talked about democracy one time, and now she's worried.
The Queen touched you once. What about that memory will stay with you forever? This is when I was still wild and they found me, and I did not really understand humans, what their hands meant. She was trying to strike me, but she just placed her hand gently on my shoulder instead. And then after that, it was like dresses and perfume and oh my gosh, so much flowery shit. I don't even know what that is. But that was the moment I was like, okay, maybe I'm safe.
What did you bring with you to protect the Queen? Josh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good choice.
Wonderful choice.
Oh, and the scones.
I just happen to always be eating soup at the wrong times. And make her cough on purpose.
Yeah. My sword.
Really easy to answer and really hard, because since you're the guard, it's obviously, my weapons, but it doesn't make very good of an
Yeah. What did you bring? Yeah, my sword, and also my impeccable eyesight.
Nice. Yeah, it's gods from the courtyard.
Now I just realized what Josh's deal is. It's not that he's eating the chowder. He has his own secret, chili, real beef chili that he's just like hiding away and stowing. And so like every time he has like a bowl of it, it's like his own secret stash of meat soup.
It comes right out of the can. I drink it. I'm behind her just popping can tops and guzzling chili and throwing the can.
And cursing about all the vegan shit.
Yeah, I imagine that you just had like handfuls of ground beef like in a little purse on you. You just sprinkle it in all your soups.
It drives me crazy. I swear I smell meat. I do the rounds, look for it, but then somebody attacks the queen, and I gotta go back, and then the smell disappears.
Soon as I see you smelling the meat, I just yell, "Ain't nobody have loose ground beef around here."
Whoa! Yeah.
Get out of here. Move on.
Once again,
Yeah.
I actually have a pretty high opinion of myself, but man, it's not as high as the queen's because she just showers me with praise. Honestly, I think I'm kind of the only person that she likes. When she does fake her death, I fully expect she's going to take me to her villa that she retires to, and I'll just, live the rest of my life in opulence. Opulence? What? How do you say it?
Opulence.
Opulence.
Opulescence?
There you go.
Dusty got that.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
And I thought I was an okay cook before her, but man, I mean, she's the queen and she likes my stuff, so I guess I'm better than what I thought I was. That's my take.
Listen, I just, I don't even know where to begin. So I shouldn't be here. I am way over my head in what's all happening here. The last time the queen hurt me was like yesterday. She says all these nice things to everyone, and literally everyone. I mean, everyone. And, it's kind of ridiculous. Just when people come in for questions, all the, various, servants and things, always reflecting, always answering something else, always saying how nice their outfits look. But you know what? She's not said one nice thing about me, and I don't fucking appreciate that. So yeah, I that's what hurt me. Yes, I am paid for to be here by her kids, but I'm a person too, okay? Fuck. And that's my turn.
You arranged for the queen to be ambushed on the journey. What did they offer you? Nothing. Kill her.
Yeah. Checks
They
out.
can't, I hate this woman. I'm a prisoner. Free me. That's yeah.
I mean, yeah, checks
I guess
out.
they offered me asylum. They offered me a place with their vastly superior queen, and I won't be right directly beside her within hitting range.
That's what the staff is for. That's why it's shaped like
Yeah.
that.
She's always knighting me, quote unquote.
Get over here.
What is something you do for the royal family that has prepared you well for the journey? Well, I fill their wine glasses. I do it in secret. They don't know I do it. They're-
Always wine glasses laying around. Yeah, I'll take that one.
Oh, you
So-
were employed by the royal wizard who quote unquote enchanted wine cups for them.
So their wine glasses are never empty on their trip.
You're constantly drunk.
Like that scene at the end of Signs, except they're all wine glasses.
So yeah, that's it.
Just you leave them all around.
Wineboy
I'm
becomes
sure
more
that it's actually an incredible inconvenience for everyone. They're like, hey, where are they coming from? Clean it.
They stain so easily.
Swing
Wine
away,
Boy just
queen.
smiles and nods from the shadows.
What do you do that pleases the queen on this journey?
We don't talk about
I
it.
think I just, I acquiesce to her commands. I am the dutiful grandson, and I help her how she requests of me. And, she's just happy to have me around. I mean, the reason she always is asking my opinion of things is she just legitimately wants my opinion. It makes her happy that I, even if I can't really refuse it, it doesn't affect that she's still happy that I'm there to answer.
Looks like she has a little crush on you.
Her grandson?
Oh,
You
no.
heard him.
I forgot that part.
They're royalty. It still works out.
Fair.
Thank you for being so quick on that.
You're welcome.
She looks like her castle could actually be just a very large barn. I could see this. Her having a crush on her grandson, sure.
There's someone else in this retinue you love besides the queen. How and why are you keeping it a secret? I think we'll use love in like a, platonic sense because I'm a wild child,
Yeah.
But I think it's the cook because they feed me really good food that I've never had in the wild. It smells amazing. I've never encountered I've encountered wild garlic, but I've never had it in oil, and that's the good shit.
I give her the worst food I could possibly give her, but she loves it because, she's from the wild. She doesn't know better.
I think I'm keeping it a secret.
Just give her straight garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
Just
it's being kept a secret because the queen thinks I should be on a very specific diet, and you're just giving me whatever.
Yeah.
I'm probably like, what is it? The taste tester.
Yeah, I can see that.
the taste tester that doesn't know that she's a taste tester. You're like, yesterday they gave me a whole carrot. I loved it. They treat me so well here.
Well, whoever eats first is the alpha. So
Yeah,
clearly,
clearly.
taste tester is the most important person.
What
Lamar.
brings out the queen's cruelty? Josh. No, just kidding. The only time I've ever seen the queen be cruel, and what really brought it out was the times that she felt that either somebody close to her or one of her subjects was in danger. I mean, Wineboy knows. He saw that shit.
Wineboy knows everything.
Wineboy sees all, traveler.
Yeah, no, that's my turn. Yeah, it's we'll leave it.
I need the deep lore of Wineboy just written down in a pamphlet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He exists in every queendom out there. He's the
A boy who lives in a
He's
hole.
the final eldritch horror.
what's the Tom from Lord of the Rings guy? Tom
Bombadil.
He's Tom Bombadil of this universe.
All right.
What do you usually do for the royal family? Why does that make you an unlikely choice for this journey? In case you guys haven't heard, I'm the cook. And I cook food for the family, specifically the grandma. And that's an unlikely choice for this journey. Because the queen, she likes to brag that she's like, oh, I'm all natural. I don't need any of these fancy carriages or horses. I can walk there. I can just eat from the ground. She really likes her, seasoned couscous. So I gotta come along, cook for her. But that's why I am unlikely for a journey. The end.
It's not necessarily who you'd think it'd be. I don't even think that she knows who her favorite is, but I know who her favorite is. It's the wine boy. Because somehow her wine glass is always full. And she fucking loves that. She always turns around. She's like, oh, the wine has been taken care of. And I'm like, it sure has, ma'am. You know, like I see him come in. I see him go out. I don't know anything about him. I don't have time. And I'm not paid enough, frankly. But I think that the wine boy is secretly always there. I think everyone else kind of has so much going on and so many mixed emotions, but the wine boy keeps her glass flowing. Both literally and figuratively.
Runneth over.
That's my answer.
What do you do to disappoint the queen on this journey? Just about goddamn everything. I look at her wrong. I get knighted. My shoes aren't tied tight enough. I get knighted. Tired of being knighted. I'm already. God. Also, I don't shower her scent with the praise that she desires. It is often met with watering eyes. Yeah.
That's why Wineboy lives in a hole.
That's exactly why I live in the hole.
Or Wineboy.
I don't think you can look directly at the wine boy without going mad.
It's like The Ring. You look at me, you die in 7 days.
Yeah.
When you see the wine boy, you just have wine start leaking from all of your orifices. You start crying.
From your TV screen.
Wine comes out your ears and nose. Wine everywhere.
Yeah,
The cup floweth over.
Well, I hear the things the queen says. I hear them around the corners. How happy she is that her wine's always full. They all call me ugly, but they're all drunk all the time. They're what ugly about society.
Ooh.
Oh, God, this
Oh,
is
shit.
And I will, yes. And that's it from me.
Wine boy is the final villain. Final boss. Yeah, like the car just like turns and it's like the wine boy attacks. Where are you and what do you do?
When he gets within 100 meters, he dead.
There's a part of you that does not want peace in this land. Why are you attached to war? I'm attached to the war because all the things my grandmother does that really annoy the shit out of me, she has less time for because of the war. She's more worried about more serious things. And while she still does call me for my opinion on random frivolous bullshit, it happens a lot less because of the war going on. And very selfishly, it gives me more time to pursue my own interests. Especially since I'm not needed to help execute this war. Or occasionally, sometimes I am, and I'm like sent away from the palace so I don't have to, deal with her incessant questions.
Ah, the complexities of war. The queen knows someone about you that no one else does. What is it? Ooh, I think she knows who my real parents are. But she hasn't told anyone. And me. Why? We'll find out.
Next time we play Queen for the Queen.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
You are considered beautiful by almost everyone you meet. How does the queen make you question that perception?
Every time she perceives you, she jumps. Oh, God.
She coils back in fear. Keep carrying around that damn sconce.
Always spilling wine. Oh, God.
He's just
Someone will do
making
something like
Wineboy more powerful.
The more you spill, the more I fill.
Oh, I'm terrified.
Best character.
Oh, God.
all the time that Josh and I are standing by her to guard her, every time that Wineboy comes and fills up her cup and leaves, she just turns to me and says, "Why aren't you more like that guy?"
Why can't you be more like your brother?
Okay. Why are some others at the royal court jealous of your relationship with the queen? Obviously, she loves me. Truly cherishes my employment to her. And they're just not really as good at their jobs as I am at mine. And I think they all know that when obviously their jobs are always on the line, not mine. I'm good to go for life.
Only
And
being the
that's-
cook in the country.
Yes, because I killed everyone else that could. The end.
Someone better attack this lady.
What do you do for the queen that anyone else can do, and why does she make you do it? Well, recently, she's had me go on these sort of, I don't know, little quests to fetch the wine boy. But as we all know, he's quite elusive, especially when you're trying to find him. And I think he knows that I'm trying to find him, and I don't think he likes that, which is also a little mildly terrifying. I've only seen him from the corner of my eyes, to be clear. I've seen him here and there. I see the barrel. But I don't actually see so much the person usually. I just see the barrel and then a wine glass is filled. And that's usually how it goes. And I don't question it. But the queen insists that she thinks him in person, that she knows who this person is and where they get the wine from. So I agreed for some stupid reason. Anyone could do this, really. But I've agreed to go on the quest to find the wine boy and figure out what that situation is. And, you know, honestly, it's not terrible because it gets me away from all this. So I'm fine with it. It's fine.
The next D&D one-shot we do is the quest for Wine Boy.
It's the quest to find out what wine boy is. What happened
Get
to
a
the
glimpse,
therapist?
just to like see his whole face.
I think it should be a Call of Cthulhu.
What happened to the queen's spiritual advisor who went out looking for the wine boy?
We are wine boy. We are wine boy. When did you know?
That's question for you.
Do I need to answer this?
I don't think so.
When she abducted me and beat me every day and showered everyone else with praise and gave me secret threats. That's it. It's pretty simple.
Man, these cards really want us to wants to remind us of all of Josh's agony.
They
Yeah, how
want
nice
their
she is to
story.
nearly everyone else except him.
Also,
Alrighty.
you know, no, the moment that I knew I would never forgive her is when she decided I was her exclusive and personal foot massager.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yep.
Oh, no.
I died.
Okay.
The moment I went to search for the wine boy, no one ever heard of me again.
Yeah. Okay.
Bowie, looks like you get to kick us off, bud.
Oh, is this me?
Yeah, this is the end of the game. Now we're all going to take turns answering this question. But it's your turn, so you get to start us off.
The queen is in your track. Do you defend her? No. This was part of my plan the whole time.
Do it.
To shove her into a vat of wine. For taking away my home, my family, everyone. And that's it. I have my victory.
Yeah.
All right. Of course I defend my grandmother. She's my grandmother, and I love her. She might be an annoying old hag, but she's my annoying old hag. And I'll die before someone kills her.
Plus, she might have a crush on you.
Possibility.
Yes, I defend her wildly. I probably turn into a bear and go to town.
I bet I turn into a bear.
In my mind, I definitely look like a bear.
You just raise your arms and take wide steps.
Yes, even though she likes to dig on me about Wineboy, I do defend my queen.
Nice. I love the queen. She's my passion, my glory, the reason I get up in the morning. But I do kind of think she's trying to fake her own death. So I'm going to let this attack happen. So yeah, go ahead and attack her. Because clearly part of her plan.
My name is Sophia Gardner. You get this message. I went into the hole. I found the hole, and I just don't know where I am. I'm leaving this letter. I don't know what's happening. I hear a lot of footsteps above the hole, but that doesn't matter. I don't care about the war. Fuck the queen. Fuck this stupid mission. If you get this message, send help. Send help.
Oh man.
I defend her. I do.
Really?
Because, yes. I defend her because I am that broken and horrified to openly betray her, and then she survives.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh,
Stockholm Syndrome is a hell of a drug.
Oh, absolutely.
You've been turned
She
into
terrifies me. The repercussions of open betrayal and treason terrify me.
Wow. What happened?
I mean, yeah, that was a wild ride.
I don't feel like I got a good handle on who this woman was because she changed so much.
I think I do. I think I know who this person is.
Yeah, I think so too. I can see it.
She's way more three-dimensional than the last one.
Yeah.
That's yes.
She is this, stoner grandma who deals with anxiety by getting high all the time. And when she's anxious and angry and not high, she's beating Josh's character. And when she is high, she's just giving out compliments and avoiding her therapist.
She loves her vices, and one of her vices is brutally destroying it.
Yeah,
and she really doesn't want to be the queen. She wants to get the fuck out of that.
Yeah,
she just wants to get high in a cabin in the woods by herself.
Yeah,
I maybe have the wine boy come with her.
I think I'm the metaphor for the 12th cat that she's adopted off the street. She
Maybe
probably really
will...
shouldn't be taking care of me. It should not be her responsibility, but she can't help herself.
It's like maybe someone will catch me beating my royal guard and mutiny or something. Someone's got to notice at some point.
Oh, I noticed all the time. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
And then Wineboy was just a force
She's
of
like
his
just
own.
hitting me with a staff,
Yeah.
looking around like, really?
Better you than me, man. She likes me, except for when Wineboy's around.
Wineboy is just a force of his own.
Just by the way, my character does not know about Josh. I think if my character knew about Josh, she'd be like, oh man, we have a lot to unravel here.
Yeah. It's good.
It was invigorating.
Yes.
I think we got.
I like this.
Yeah, we can do one more.
In character, I hate this queen. Out of character, I love this queen. And I love the lore, and I love everything that's happening.
I also really enjoyed that. I kind of want to build a setting around it, but I can't.
Yes.
I can't keep adding shit to my plate. But oh man, Wineboy does seem like something I want to turn into a D&D monster.
My name was Sophia Gardner. Don't forget me.
Well, friends and foes, it's time for us to clear off the table for the Queen. Until next time,
Bye.
yeah.